XC condensers in an envelope. Must be a gag dreamed up by the receiving department. If that were true, we could build a generator. One that would supply electric power to run an entire factory. It would fit in a matchbox.
Hey everybody, welcome back. And today on the bench I've got a Kriesler, model number 3K05, made in 1940. It's out of a console, and here's a photo of the console itself, or the case anyway, with the chassis in it. And what can I say about this? It's, look, yeah, this is big, huge, and dual band. And what have we got? So there's our dial point, and you can see the mechanism, or the top part of it, which is cool. It's tone and on-off switch, which shouldn't have an on-off switch for 1940, but somebody's replaced it. And the band selector is on the side here. So now I've had a hiccup with this radio. Unfortunately, I've been working on it. Not unfortunately I've been working on it, but I have been working on it. Unfortunately, the SD card died, so I lost all the work I did. But I will run you through it. So let's just have a look at the chassis. And as you can see, this is what I want to show you. There's the dial globe right there. Where is it there? 240 volts. Man, probably you found them inside a fridge, I reckon, back in the day. So 5 valve, pardon me. There's a Mullard EK20 there, which is different to what the schematic shows. I can't recall what the schematic has. Anyway, I think 6B8, I think, anyway, it doesn't matter. 6B6, 6B6, of course, and a Type 80 rectifier. And I've not seen a Type 80 which is like that. Normally they're those sort of voluptuous shaped ones. But anyway, I did the normal checks on this. I'll give you a quick run through. Power transformer's okay, speakers working, field calls okay, and everything seemed to be okay. Okay. I turned it on because the thing has been recapped, and I'll show you that shortly. What happened was I was getting nothing out of it, and then I managed to get a very faint station. It was on the high end of the band, and really faint, and that was at full volume. And I thought to myself, aha. Well, first off, could it be a valve? So I checked all the valves, they were okay. And my mind went to the tuning gang, because I'm getting nothing on the low end and just a couple on the high end. So, locking nut undone, and I started adjusting the screw there, and managed to get the stations in, and volume just came up. At least 500% better than what it originally was. And after about 20 minutes of mucking around, I found a good position for it, so I just locked that into place. Now, so it does work, and I will show you shortly, but let's have a look underneath. And I've just got to stabilise that. So, get that out of the way. So as you can see, bring the thing in closer. As you can see, it's been redone, just caps only. I think all the resistors are still in place, but this is sort of work that has been done to it. So cathode bypass, just hanging on 2 wires. Same with that. These things are just floating in the breeze. And clearly, given the radio works, I would suspect that he's put the components in the correct spot, otherwise I'm sure it wouldn't work. But I've got some problems, and I've been trying to identify the caps, and that one in particular, that's a 0.1. So I checked the schematic, and lo and behold, there's no 0.1 in there. I suspect that's a point. There's no 1 microfarad capacitors in there. I suspect it's a 0.1, and it'll be easy enough to find out because it's just probably a coupling cap filtering the input, or I think it's the input. Yep, signal input, but that's way too much. The other thing too, he's changed the filter caps. He's got an 8 microfarad there, which is correct, but up there, that's 85 microfarads. So it's a bit too much, far too much. So it's got all these funny sort of, you know, disc caps in there, and I don't know if it's ceramics or just polys or what, but I do know that this cap should be a .047 and that one should be a .0047 if I read my schematic correctly. So I have got a bit of work cut out for me on this, and those filter caps, especially that one, is going to go. It's just too, increasing the B plus that much, not a good thing. So I'm just going to connect the speaker up and we'll give you a listen. Okay, I'm ready to power up, and here we go. Thought we'd monitor the voltage, and as you can see, it goes up pretty quickly. That's a lot of voltage there. And it does drop down, so hopefully we can...
Beautiful way to talk about one of those incredible icons of music, you know, understanding the impact that countries you've mentioned and others. In size, you've got one shot.
That's full volume.
Epic, so that will be 6 billion years, 100 million years a minute.
And
I like that.
I think I'm going to change it, and it's a bit funny because if I bring it down to 0, when we bring it down to 0 and I touch it a little bit, it turns off the set.
It's your introduction.
And the same called tone control, if I turn up full,
For coming to
kills the signal.
And we'll play
So I've got a few issues there.
From the score to the story up here, from Deep Carpet.
Yeah. And I think that volume pot is knackered. I think I'll put in an original. I'm not going to have an on-off switch on it. I'll keep it original. Yeah, I think that's probably best. But we'll see. We'll see. Depends what the owner wants. Other than that, first step, I'm going to change those 2 filter caps, and then we'll give it another run and see if that makes a difference to the voltage. I've never experienced such a filter cap with such a high capacitance value. But anyway, we live and learn, and let's find out what happens. Right, well, I've changed the filter caps. There's one there, it's nice and solid, not swinging anywhere. And that's our primary, and that's our secondary one. And hey, let's turn it on and check out what sort of voltage we get now. Oop. Turn the multimeter on. We'll monitor the main cap.
It's the time of the perm.
It still is high.
I go in.
Jeez, it goes up quick, I'm telling you.
We do the perm. They say, I think, oh, that's lovely.
Okay, 287, 86. Not bad.
It's like a poodle.
Did you ask for the
Right, volume pot.
No, because
It really is ratty.
Like I said, it was different to no, because it was my choice. And
Yeah.
I think I was just in tune.
Okay, so that's that cap, 283. And
actually a poodle.
the other one,
I appreciate
where
what
is
you've
it
gone
here?
through. I have that hair naturally, and I really
218, 210, 27, right.
Very natural, but
Okay, it's high, I don't know, could be the field coil. That's a 1500 ohm field coil on that. So that could be accounting for it, really not sure. Or it could be out other caps that are overvalued. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on these 2 caps there. As I said, that's a 1 microfarad. That is got to be, I don't know, that's an 056, I think, 56 with 4 zeros on it. So I'm going to check the schematic just to be sure, and we'll change them. And a 1 microfarad. Wow, that's just a bit too much. And that could also be accounting for the ratty sound. Anyway, something to look at. So, okay, here's a section of the schematic that details the volume pot. And as you can see, the pot itself is R9. And it's been fed by C10, which should be a .02 according to the parts list. Schematic and parts list links are down below. and the output from the pot gets filtered by C12, which is a 0.01. So let's come back to this chassis, and here's our input, and I'm just going to confirm again, so I'm just going to buzz them out. So where are we? That should be the feed. Yep. And the output from the middle terminal of the pot should be here. Or there. Let's get it right. Okay. Got it there. So that happens to be not 0.01, but a 0.56. So just to show you, and let's go to the capacitor measuring position, and 0.590 UF. So yeah, a little bit more than a 0.01. And of course this one here, top one, let's just measure that out. And try and get that light out. So there you go. Pardon me. And do that again, just to show you. Might as well say 1 UF. Oh well, it's sort of get there we go. 1 microfarad. So 1 microfarad in lieu of a 0.01. All right, I'm going to I'll cut those out and and replace them with their correct values. Right, those caps have been changed. So what have we got? 0.02, 0.01. Let's see if it makes a difference. So let's power it up. Wait for it to warm up. It should make something of a difference, surely. I mean, that's a hell of a lot of capacitance that was in there.
Can I just ask you this though, Mary? I just wonder, I'm interpreting from what John Pizzuto said, that he doesn't think, and this is me reading between lines, he doesn't think a lot of what Morademic stands for are mainstream things, and that that'll stop the Liberal Party getting elected. So rather than you and I just, labels on what Morademic says, she can say what she likes.
No, not really. No, I can't really hear any difference. So, okay. Well, that did bugger all. All right, we'll progress. I'm going to work on the tone circuit. Okay, so next on our to-do list, of course, yeah, the tone control. And there you can see the the schematic, that part of it there. And as you can see, we've got capacitor C19, which is a 0.05. That's coming off the plate. And C20 comes out of the grid of the 6v6. They join up and connect to the output of the pot, which is R10, of course. And C20, the other side of the C20, goes to the input of the pot. So, okay, let's come back to the chassis. And I've got my little diagram here so I can remember what's going on. But I know where the plate is, and we'll just buzz them out, make sure. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, I think that's the plate, and that should be here. Yep, I'll just bring my little multimeter closer, so just do that again, plate to there, that's the output, yep. And the next one, we've got the grid, which is pin 4, going to the C20.005, which has got to be that one. So pin 4, yep. And of course the other side of that 005, that one there, that also goes to the input. And I mean, you can see it, but we'll make sure the connection's still there. Yep. And of course those two are connected to the input. So okay, what have we got? What have we got here? So we've got 0.05 coming off the plate and 0.005. So 047, 0047. I'll replace those. Oh, one other thing. while we're here, you can see this little cap here. I have absolutely no idea what that's for. And that's also connected to the input on the volume pot. Why? It's not on the schematic. There's only two caps, as you can see. 0.05, 0.005, there is no other cap. So I think a little bit of creativity here, but I'll take that as a circuit. But I'll do that once I've replaced those caps. We'll see if, I don't know if they're correct. I can't, to be honest, I can't read them. I don't know what K300 means. That's just too little for me to read. So I'll swap those out and we'll see what's going on. Okay, got the caps in, 0047 and 047. Alright, let's power it up. See what we get. I'm not expecting too much. Not out of that little change, but you never know.
Vocational major, which is spending 2 to 3 days in the workplace as a part of their apprenticeship. It's a really successful program. That's from Wendy. And others saying trade schools and apprenticeships need to be on HECs like nurses and teachers. And that's from Christine, who's the wife of a retired tradie who found it very
One
hard
positive thing's come out of it.
Apprentices.
When I turn the volume, the tone pot up full, it doesn't kill the signal.
So that's the other thing I kept thinking is
There's no
this industry again overnight.
time.
It's not like everything just hung around waiting. Well, and the Canberra Dog Park is renowned for a lot of things, and you won't surprise you.
It does.
To learn that we talked about the AUKUS nuclear submarine deal, the park that I go to, and someone there was an ex-Treasury official, and they
a little bit
said
dull
there's a joke in Treasury
and
when
clear.
it comes to these kind of defence projects.
That works. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to do. That thing there. Okay, I'm going to turn it back on. Well, let's just snip it.
The billions that you would otherwise not be spending on trying to retrofit them and build them here into focusing our work into other sectors, into getting people into other forms of work. And I think that that's where it becomes a political
Makes no
question
difference
about
at all.
which kind of government would be.
Yeah, man. I wonder what the idea behind that one was. Anyway, maybe the guy who did it got confused. I don't know. I get confused. Okay, I'll just get rid of that completely. And I'll think about the next step. Here's another thing I found. I was just a bit sus about the tone pot. So I thought, let's do a resistance check on it. And make sure the thing's working. Get that glare out of the way. So the clips are attached to the pot, and let's turn the pot completely off. It's a 0.5 meg pot, and it should be reading close to 0.5 meg. So sorry, that was, now I'm turning it off, and as you can see, that's fully clockwise, minimum resistance, which is true. Take it back slowly and we get nothing. So, oh yeah, it's all over the place. I'm going to change that pot out. That's rooted. I decided I was going to deal with that cap there, and it's coming off the mixer. It's on pin 4, which is the grid, and I'll just bring up the little section of the schematic related to that. There you go. As you can see, pin 4, which is the grid, as I said, just below the plate, and it's got a cap there, C5, going to earth, which is a 0.1. So we'll replace that with a 0.1 and run the test. Okay, there it is there. And oh yeah, I forgot to mention, yeah, I did change that tone pot, and yeah, it works the same, but at least I'm more confident with the operation of that one there. So let's see what we get.
Hatred against a variety of people, a variety of minority groups, people that believe others.
Just playing with the volume pot.
It's been used as a recruitment tool. Victorians have zero tolerance for it.
I suspect
Attorney General Jacqueline Symes says she's working out how best to outlaw the salute.
I'm in close contact.
I didn't like the volume pod because it's rather scratchy, and yeah, it could be killing the signal. So I'm gonna swap it out, and I won't put it with an on-off switch. I'll just grab another 500 ohm pod and whack it in there, and then we'll run that test. Okay, got that volume pod in, and I know I said that I wasn't going to put in an on-off switch, but it's the only pot at 500k that has got the right shaft length. I just don't have those extenders to use. So look, I had to put it in. And yeah, earlier when I said I'm going to put a 500 ohm pod in there, you know I meant 500k. I get easily confused. Anyway, let's switch it on and see if we get any difference. Hopefully it's some sort of improvement. Come on.
So nice to have you back. We'll join you again after 3.
Thanks again. See you then.
Oh, he's back with vim and vigour. Department of Transport and Planning. That's our guy. Lots of suggestions coming through for our soul.
By a qualified, experienced optometrist
Well-
whose only focus...
Jackson County has a new manufacturing site broke ground. Mansion joint representative.
Pleased with the cherry on top soul kind of feeling by the
Could be better.
dynamic hypnotics. It's this one I really love.
Love those tone controls.
A question here from Jennifer in office.
All right. We'll continue. Next thing, again, these hanging caps really annoy the crap out of me. So that one, since it's a 0.1, I'm going to go check and be double sure that it is. Okay, yeah, confirmed it. It is a 0.1, and it's just been fed by a 1 meg resistor there, which is connected to pin, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, pin 5 of that second IF valve demodulator. I think it's a demodulator, yeah. So that was really simple. So I'm going to put a decent cap in there and, yeah, get rid of that flimsy wire. Well, that cap's been changed, and I'm just powering it up now, and we'll see what, if any, difference it makes.
Jumped into relationships, on the basis of chemistry or whatever, and of course, things have a time, sort of when they're over, and
Well,
I always felt that
not much, but
Michelle and I, we were.
I have to admit the sound quality has improved a hell of a lot since I've been at this. So turn that off. Alright, I'm going to focus on that one and that one there, all these hangers, and that one up there. So if there's anything amiss, I will come back. If they're all correct and in their places and the correct values, then I'll just change them and we'll run another test. Well, I found the culprit, the main culprit, and it happens to be this cap here. It's coming off the plate of the 6B6 and goes off into the circuit and up into the RF section somewhere. So I checked out the schematic, and coming off the plate, yeah, you haven't got a 0.1, you've got a 0.01. So I unsnipped it, I unsoldered it, just left it hanging there, and I jump it in a 0.1, which I will, 0.01, which I will do again. And we'll just try and find a spot for that, not to touch anything. And it's improved a hell of a lot, and there's heaps of volume now. So what you've been hearing has been the set at full volume.
Kind of had to be. And the reason I went to university and did what I did was because I felt that it would help me as a writer, and I also think I just really wanted to do it. I really wanted to go to that,
Trains and sections of the Bridge line until the end of April as part of the process. Crews are duplicating the part of the track there and preparing the new Kriesler and Montmorency stations.
Still not 100%.
The PTV website.
Experience ultimate value and peace of mind with a value car park at Melbourne Airport.
But, massive improvement. least in volume anyway. So I'll connect that 0.01 in there permanently and continue on with this journey.
I'd walk a mile for a camel. This little demonstration was strictly for smokers who never tasted a Camel cigarette. Camel smokers, you know what we mean. You other guys, start walking.
Well, the radio is finally done. All the caps have been changed and pretty much all the resistors as well. This has been a time-consuming process, having to identify each physical cap on the schematic, and anyway, it's helped my skills quite a lot actually. And
Current issue now
just turn it up.
is a pointer to what will happen to us as a species if we,
Well, the Liberal Party's electability is more important.
As one of only a few home care providers offering true
Cool.
self-management, HomeMade lets you choose the services
Tone.
you want from the huge range offered through a ready-to-go partnered network.
There we go. Turn it off. Beautiful, beautiful. It's done. And one thing I forgot to mention was the name, the name that this particular radio goes by, and affectionately known as the Harbour Bridge. And it's fairly obvious once let's bring it down and face it towards the camera. As you can see, we've got the basic Harbour Bridge design there, and the good old Sydney Harbour Bridge that is, and there it is there. And of course here's the Harbour Bridge after we destroyed the alien invaders from Independence Day. You know, go USA. Thank you for working that out. So anyway, it's done, and I'm glad it is, and I'm glad it works, and it works. Well, it works as it does. It is what it is, and I would have hoped for a better sound quality, but the radio is 83 years old, so the components aren't, or the IF cans aren't as sensitive as they used to be, and neither are the coils. So anyway, but a great radio and a great console. Down below, I've put some ads that I located for this particular model, because I've noticed on that there's a complete lack of photographs for this particular radio. The console, which is this, and the mantle as well. So that might be of interest. Hey, Stuart Irwin, you can put it up on the Radio Museum page for this particular radio, if you like. Anyway, guys, thank you all very much for watching, and of course, don't forget, go walk a mile for a camel. Don't recall that commercial as a kid, but I've got another one where we sort of copied that, this Aussies copied that format. Anyway, I'll be back again, guys. Take care, have fun, stay safe.